Okay, so just got through looking at that little slice of Beacon Pines history there. Hope you're all taking notes. It's actually kind of important, really. So, especially even when they were doing the whole that sort of bit there. Okay, but yeah, we're still looking for Rolo, so he's definitely not here. So, well, like was mentioned, it's that we gotta go back to the Weep Woods. Apparently, he's gonna. Our best chance of finding him is probably gonna be there. Okay, good. Nuncreed isn't out. Yeah. Roxy did task us to check the library. A little wolf and a penguin? Aww. What's a little wolf gonna do? Yeah, nope, wrong button. Actually, hold on a second. Audio. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any way that I can, like, get rid of that UI up there, so. Yeah, well, no big deal, I guess, so. Okay, back up. Hey, Jace. Oh, hey, Luca. Did Rolo come by? No. I was actually surprised. He's usually here early on days when a new issue drops. Rolo's the biggest Hank Atomic fan I know. Besides myself, that is. Well, if he does swing by, tell him to meet me you know where. I don't know where. No, he knows where. Oh, roger that, Space Cadet.
Kato volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject, making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge.
Oh, interesting.
If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing.
Future librarian and possibly future teacher. Hey, Kato.
Kato was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title. Introduction to Melitology.
Ahem. Oh, hey, Luca. You snuck up on me. Good book? Dunno. Just started it.
He gestured to the shelves.
I'm really running out of books I haven't read yet. So, now it's on to the wonderful world of bees. Bees! Turns out, bees are pretty cool. For instance, did you know that around 70% of bee species actually live in underground tunnels? Or if that there are two queens in a hive, they will fight to the death for supremacy? Fat! Oh wait, deers don't growl. Okay. That's interesting, but you haven't seen Rolo around recently, have you? Not since yesterday. Well, keep an eye out for him, okay? Sure thing. If I see him, you'll be the first to know. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here in the library, so. Because we found Fat. A Fat?
The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics.
Ooh.
Most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs.
Hank Atomic. He's Hank Atomic. Hank Atomic in space. Okay, I want to jump downstairs. Space! Come on, I want to go down even further. Jump the whole way down to the floor. Space! Okay, I guess that's probably it.
Mycological phosphorescence.
Oh. More like my complete loss of interest.
The bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Boring. New editions. Boop, 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 boop.
There were rarely any actual new additions. Simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Not fooling anyone.
Oh, the cobs I've eaten.
A salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous. Why is this one not narrated? That seems like a bit of an oversight. Yuck. But cobs. Corn! I'm talking corn. Just as sure as the day that you were born. In the evening it's for supper and it's grits in the morn. Yeah, it ain't our bread that's buttered, it's corn. A peek behind the curtain. Anyway.
The methods and ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu, one of the greatest acting minds of our time.
Montesquieu, that's a name.
By Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Oof.
Sally Seashore's simple, succulent sundries. Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Succulent. Okay. So, a dear boy eating a burger, so he's not vegetarian. Or, unless that's a veggie patty, is it black bean burger? Black bean burger? Let's go with black bean burger. Oh, hello. I don't think I saw you. You weren't there before, were you? What sort of monster puts candy behind a locked door? Oh yeah, Mr. Nuncreed works weird hours sometimes. Of course he does. How about you? When do I work? No. What's your name? Luca Van Horn. You new here? Yep, not by choice.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections. She would tell you she prefers it that way.
I'm looking for my friend Rollo. He didn't come home last night. So, he's missing? I guess so. Like, missing? Does that sort of thing happen a lot around here?
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Awkward. Yeah. Well, that sucks. Yeah. So, I should probably get going. Hey, wait up! What?
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
I'm coming with you. What? So says the unlucky penny. Unlucky? Yeah, well, technically it landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friend alone. But I always do the opposite. Oh, that's kind of like me and Rollo. I guess Rollo is my unlucky penny. That settles it. A person should never be without their unlucky penny. Let's go find him. Name's Beck. Pleasure to meet you, Beck. I suppose I could use some help. Try to keep up. And there's a chorus of stomping.
The phone booth was brand new. Part of Perennial Harvests, it didn't see much use.
Okay, heading up. So we're going along with our new friend, Beck. Joey, have you seen Rollo around? No, sorry, Luca. I've had my eyes in the dirt looking for beetles. I can't seem to find any. He never came home last night. You think it's because it's been colder than normal? I don't see why it would have anything to do with Rollo. No, the beetles. You know, the Beatles, like, she loves you, yeah. I want to hold your hand, that sort of thing. Do you think the temperature confused their circadian rhythm or something? Who's to say? I'm no beetologist. Just keep an eye out for him, would you? Of course. I didn't check down here before. Oh, hello.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
So this is the Valentine estate.
The Valentine mansion loomed over every other building in town, both figuratively and literally.
Alright, so nothing there that way. Although, there it is, the Valentine Mansion is apparently right next to Weepwood. Into the wood we go. Into the woods. Into the woods. Into the woods. And home before dark. Okay. Dang, they boarded up the way in. And Beck is wondering what way in, but... Oh dear. Well, this isn't good. Nope.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Oh dear. Is this sort of thing normal around here? Because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expected from this place. I have no idea what that stuff is. Well, the next obvious step is science. And what does science suggest? Poke it with a stick!
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so, definitely mutation liquid?
First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the? Cool.
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Beck. Exactly. So the science tells us this gunk is weird as hell. Yeah, it seems dangerous. Whoa. I said, hey, Tish, look what the cat dragged in. Yup. I don't have time for this right now, Iggy. Oh, don't say things like that. It hurts Tish's feelings. Ain't that right, Tish? Yep. She looks fine to me. Hey. Why, hello! I don't think we have been properly introduced. Iggy's the name. This is my compatriot, Tish. Yep. You've probably heard of us. Can't say I have. I'll forgive you just this once on account of you being new around here. Why would you hang out with this stud? Oh, he seems pretty alright. Iggy, why do you have to be so... you? Has he even told you that his parents skipped out on him? Shut up. It's true! They got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm only gonna say this one time. Don't talk about my family. Well, look who's got a backbone now that a girl's around. First his pops croaked, then his mom finally couldn't take it anymore and bounced. Aw, you are getting it.
Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city.
Yeah, okay. You're about to get it, kid.
But a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
Well, time to bust out the... tickles? Strange. Tickles? Or strange? Both of these choices are are not exactly what I would have thought. We have the fight charm, why can't we choose to fight? This punk deserves it. This punk deserves a Here's a punch to the face. Yes, even with the rhino friend around. I don't know what would be best. Well, let's start with Tickle.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Tish, wanna see something cool? Yup. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the Tish? Is she tickling you? Yup. Yup. Yup.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter. She doubled her efforts until Tish finally had enough.
What just happened? I'm asking myself that too, Iggy. She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Ah! Whoa! What a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends. What are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look? Oh, God.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Yeah, certainly. Poor Beck. Poor Beck, she seems pretty cool. To have that splashed upon her. At least it wasn't more. It's just only her hair. Hate to have the idea of that happening. Property value for as a company who looks old. Okay. Jump over the... No, jump over the... Okay, so they won't even let me jump over the puddle. Okay, so... Okay, invisible wall here. I mean, guess makes sense. Danger liquid. Don't touch danger liquid. Nothing over this way. Okay. Just gotta go back. Whoa! Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with gray hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
We're running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rollo and I weren't just playing. Rollo and I weren't just playing in the Wheat Woods yesterday. We were investigating lights at Old Valentine Warehouse, but someone was there in a strange suit. And we hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us, and I think it was a body. So we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rollo's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. This is too dangerous for a kid. I can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
You go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sound like a plan?
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. You really believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why it's so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Wait at the treehouse in case Rollo shows up. Well, okay. So at least he spilled the beans and came out with it, so... Guess there really is no...
Mr.
Oh!
Nuncreed jumped with
Nuncreed.
a start.
Oh, don't sneak up on an old fellow like that.
Sorry. Who were you talking to?
Oh?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does, of course.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really.
Whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rollo yet?
Not yet.
Long time for a boy to lose his way.
Rollo knows those woods too well to get lost.
I suppose you're right.
Why do I hear boss music?
Silly boy's antics have this whole town worried sick.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm definitely hearing boss music, okay. Antics?
We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks.
You think this is a prank?
What other possible explanation could there be?
He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him. I know it.
How would you know that? Unless... Luca, is there something else that you know?
Nope, time to scoop, 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 come on, get out.
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Nope, get away, get away. Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch.
Dang it, boy. If there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
There was a blank lurking behind those eyes. A shame lurking behind those eyes.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing?
Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster.
The dumpster? What were you doing in there?
At first, we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw of him.
You got scared by some garbage? That's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster.
But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body.
I'm sure it was just some trash.
No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? Oh, no. We were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing?
It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Okay, this was the bad choice.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance.
Oh boy.
Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view.
Oh no.
Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end.
Well, okay. So, yeah. That's an end. Yeah. Guess, we're out to backtrack.
No. This isn't the end.
No, of course it isn't.
I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong.
Yep.
Okay, let's try something else.
So, I guess our option then is to be strange. Right, let's go back to the hazardous heckling. Well, time to bust out the strange.
Well, time to bust out the strange.
All right, Luca. Looks like you need a little mud bath. What's wrong with you, new kid? We're about to pound your friend.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
It's weird when people don't talk.
Yep.
Stop being a weirdo. Hello? Are you some kind of wackadoo? Makes sense. Wackadoos travel in packs, eh, Dud?
At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach.
Ah!
Iggy's clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
You jerk! My clothes are ruined! I'm gonna...
Iggy's voice began to slur as he struggled to get up.
Struggle. I don't feel so good. I'm sorry. I just... Oh, shit.
Yup.
That was intense. Iggy's gonna be okay, right? Nothing about this seems okay.
The person at the warehouse, the strange ooze and what it did to Iggy. Was Rollo caught up in all of this?
We have to find Rollo. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh. Oh there, little buddies. You startled me. What in the dickens are you up to in this part of town?
We were just helping look for Rollo. Oh, you haven't heard the good news? Rollo showed up safe and sound a bit ago. Really? So, where was he?
It's funny, really. He just got a little turned around in the woods. They can be disorienting, you know.
I'm starting to get that impression.
Rollo's at his house now, getting some well-deserved rest.
Wow, that's a relief.
You two should scurry along before you get lost yourselves.
Yeah, come on, Beck. I can't wait to introduce you to Rollo. Oh, that reminds me. Luca, your grandmother was looking for you. She was? She was worried sick. You should march straight home. I guess. Beck, your folks might be getting worried too. I'll walk you home. I need to talk with Nellie about work anyway.
Beck glanced toward Luca.
I guess all's well that ends well. I'll introduce you to Rollo tomorrow. Sure. Glad he's okay.
Rollo was safe.
Yay!
A wave of relief washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread.
Dang it. Sorry, that was me hitting the mic.
Gran is going to kill me.
No, she's not going to be happy, at least.
If he hurried, he might just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits.
Oh, that's ominous.
Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran? I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran?
Just some dusty knickknacks.
Can't put the input fast enough to get a beat going. Okay. Maybe I should just wait for her. Good. Was that open before? I didn't realize that opened before. Open all the doors! Let's be untidy in our own house. Wow, that carpet is not on correctly. Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rollo. Woohoo! Granny! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Not in the garden either. I'm just checking to make sure like I haven't missed any interactions. Nope, nope. Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. So I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. It turns out Rollo is safe and sound. Closet? In the bedroom then?
Luca was alone.
Well, I guess...
The house was empty.
So, Gran's not back yet. Guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess. Bonk. Face down.
Luca was sitting by the pond,
I remember the days where I could actually sleep down face first.
listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?"
We're doing the fishing
"Sure
game
thing,
again?
Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass.
Eh?
"We're fishing with bees?" Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one."
What?
Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb.
Yeah, I'm sure.
At arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed.
Okay.
He scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold.
What?
Dad, I don't understand.
Yeah, neither do we.
Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal.
What
The
deal?
relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was.
You sure?
We have to go. Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run. The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. Dad,
Oh, jeez.
I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Well, that's a nightmare. Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rollo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca! Rollo, is that you? Luca! There? Rollo, it's the middle of the night. Luca! Thank God! Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? It was... took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in... for now, at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No. Just... He's... Hold on. Someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rollo? Rollo? Rollo, where are you?
Luca held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can barely hear you.
Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need the treehouse. The treehouse!
With that, the signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna! He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Rollo, you're a genius.
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. Oh, okay, cannot go that way. We're going to go straight to it. Okay.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Whoop. Granny. So, we all understand our roles? You can count on me. I think we need a little more time. This wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while that danger persists. Refuse. Hiram, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I just wish we could have made that deal with Eris Valentine. Her resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. Uh-oh. Gran, why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Ah! Hey, look up! Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? Just a few minutes. Earlier today I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed him here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. A call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified. Or both. Luca, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stick out here for a bit longer. See ya, Luca. And just slowly disappear. Okay. She's cute. That's a cute bat character. Okay. This to the treehouse. Over here. Can I overhear this conversation? What's going on here? Solomon and that museum kid. Okay, let's just hang out. I did it. I changed the sign. Splendid. Did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good.
Two boys shared a mischievous grin.
I can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. I better hurry up to the treehouse. Okay, fine. Can't figure out what their letters they were switching. Well, I think Nix was the name of the pig here. Okay, near the treehouse. Pop. Oh. Rollo, are you there? I'm at the treehouse now, Rollo. Mr. Kerr said you were all right. What happened out there? Dang it, Rollo. Where are you? Okay. Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
I've got weapons in here, so you'd better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Okay, what was it? Yeah. Weapons? How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What? You don't recognize me? Guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
He stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
Iggy. I'm a monster. And now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy!
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me! This is all your fault.
Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second, and I get to be like this forever. There must be a way to fix this. Oh, you're gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luca saves the day. With his positive attitude and the power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weep Wood. I only came in here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca! Luca! Rollo? It's not safe! Luca! Rollo, where are you? The treehouse! I'm at the treehouse, Rollo. Where are you? No, Luca, the treehouse isn't safe! They said they were going to the treehouse! I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse! Who said they were going to the treehouse? The clipboards! What did I tell ya? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me! They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They were saying the same stuff they always do, but it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. We're gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? Crap, they found me. Oh, this is great. Yep. Have we gotten to another bad ending already? Yeah. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course. We have a problem. Luca, you've got to get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? And yeah, you're right. They're saying the same stuff but with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Mighty young Iggy be present. We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are. You gave all of us a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. I'm so sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry though, we're here to help. Help? Then why were you chasing me? Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honking big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is! Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie! That is a hurtful thing to say, Luca. I thought we were buddies.
Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep!
Her smile faltered.
Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. The only tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey! That was uncalled for, more than a little rude, and just plain unsanitary. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it's come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end.
Okay, definitely not the right one.
Escalated quickly.
Surely.
Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here.
It was the only option I had!
Let's put a pin in this for now.
Yep. Okay, so where are we off to next? Okay, so we're backed up there. Well, this is kind of a pickle. Let's see. We don't have anything else. The only other option we have... Okay, so... Path of Struggle did open up here with the warehouse. Okay. Okay. We're running a little long here. Let's just see where this takes us. Okay. Get us through this part. This is a story about struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He
All right.
looked back once on the long run home.
Yeah, run, kid.
Chapter 3. Everything's fine.
Sure, yeah, everything's fine. Yep, nothing wrong at all.
The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Similar opening there. I finished jarring a mess of jam last night. So that'll need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So, what did you and Rollo get up to yesterday? Oh, Rollo had things to do, so I just sort of poked around town. I've set the jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. One for Mr. Tolliver at the Bag and Wag. Another for Mrs. Fratelli at the diner. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed, he said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. There are some extras in the basket for that enthusiastic gentleman. Just make sure Fratelli and Tolva get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now, while the day is still young.